Phyllis's new love. Roger Howarth's mystery character brings romance. The Young and the Restless spoilers imply that Roger Howarth is slated to debut in a mystery role this fall. Could he offer Phyllis Summers the romance she so desperately needs? Time to talk about it. Phyllis Summers needs a solid love story. The Young and the Restless spoilers remind fans that Phyllis suffers from the always the bridesmaid, never the bride syndrome when it comes to, as of late. After Diane Abbott, Susan Walters, stormed into town, she easily snatched Jack Abbott from Red, only for Phyllis to bounce into another love triangle between her, Christine Blair and Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian. Phyllis once again got burned in that situation, and while there was a hint that she had feelings for her ex, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, those were quickly washed away when he fired her from Abbott Communications and placed Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, in her place. Everyone deserves love, so can the writers write Phyllis a love story with a man who only has eyes for her? Phyllis needs red-hot chemistry. Some fans may know that Roger Howarth and Michelle Stafford were once paired up at General Hospital when he played Franco Baldwin and she played Nina Reeves. Could Y&R attempt to recreate some of that magic? In the end, it really comes down to who Howarth is playing. If he enters a baddie role and has a quick stint with the soap, any hopes that Howarth could have a romance with Phyllis would be squashed. However, if Howarth is the Tucker McCall, last played by Trevor St. John, recast, then this might be good news for Phyllis's love life. There may be hope for Red and her fans who want to see her with someone for a long time, even if he isn't the McCall recast but rather a character with staying power. Do you think Phyllis Summers could have good chemistry with the character Roger Howarth is playing? What if he's playing Tucker? Comment down below. Watch your favorite CBS soap daily and check out this site often for the best Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. Is this the end of the road for Victor Newman? According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Victor Newman has recently caused some concern among fans. He's had his fair share of ups and downs in the land of Genoa City, but the threat of Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, is real and unlike anything else the moustache has faced. Plus, considering everything the character's portrayer, Eric Braeden, has been through, is the CBS soap crafting an exit storyline for the leading man? The legacy of Victor Newman. Victor first entered the canvas in 1980, and while he was supposed to have a short run, the character ended up sticking around and has become one of the most iconic roles in the land of daytime drama and the Y&R. As an orphan child, Victor built a legacy with his own two hands and has become one of the wealthiest and most powerful men on screen. With that said, he's also shared a beautiful love story with Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott. She recently turned the tables on Victor and surprised him for a change with a romantic dinner where the two took a walk down memory lane. Fans were concerned about these scenes as well as the GC super couple's slow dance. Could the show be hinting at a send-off? The reminiscence was real. The recent scenes between Victor and Nikki brought on the nostalgia. So much so that fans couldn't shake the idea that the Young and the Restless might be foreshadowing an exit from Victor. There are always retirement rumors circulating about the actor, but could his character's story be reaching its end? While Braeden is 84 years old, he's strong and healthy, but has had his fair share of plights in recent years. He may be thinking about retiring after losing his home in the recent California wildfires and battling cancer. Braeden has worked hard over the past few decades, and even if there is no reason, he may need or want a break. Is this the end of the road for Victor Newman? Share your thoughts. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily and check out this site often for the best Young and the Restless updates, spoilers, and news. Sharon and Nick race against time to track down Noah using a mysterious clue. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease that Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Nick Newman might find themselves saving Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, who has been kidnapped. Could a mysterious message filled with cryptic clues spark the beginning of a fresh hostage storyline, bringing Sharon and Nick closer together? Sharon and Nick got tangled up in chaos together while in France. Fans of Y&R are aware that while in France, Nick and Sharon were caught in a whirlwind of danger and chaos. After being held captive on Kane Ashby's, Billy Flynn, estate, Nick suffered significant injuries and shared a kiss with Sharon during an intimate moment. However, since their return, there hasn't been much progress in Sharon and Nick's relationship. Rather than discussing their emotions and determining their status, Nick appears to be satisfied with simply going with the flow and seeing where things lead. Sharon, on the other hand, would certainly appreciate a bit more clarity, especially after longing for Nick for so long. Reuniting with Nick would be what Sharon would want, but she's not sure where she stands. For Sharon, reuniting with Nick would be a dream realized, yet she remains uncertain about the direction their reconnect might take at this moment. However, the recent Young and the Restless spoilers about Nick and Sharon appear to be encouraging in terms of bringing them closer together. This is because Sharon and Nick are about to share an even greater danger. Once that mysterious message we referred to arrives, Nick and Sharon will need to collaborate as a team. It will raise concerns for both of them, prompting Sharon and Nick to unite in solving a significant mystery this fall. An adventure together, to save their son. An adventure tale is on the horizon that will require Sharon and Nick to temporarily depart from Genoa City. Is it possible that they might travel to London or another destination abroad, for the benefit of their son? Given the current circumstances, Noah could play a pivotal role in this scenario. Lucas Adams is slated to debut as the new Noah Newman this fall, which is an essential detail to remember. Both Sharon and Nick have compelling reasons to assist Noah, suggesting that this might be the mission they embark upon. A cryptic hint about Noah's abduction. There could be a hint regarding Noah's possible abduction, prompting Nick and Sharon to leave town in search of answers. Spoilers suggest that two new characters, portrayed by Roger Howarth and Tamara Braun as Sienna Bacall, will play a role in the unfolding mystery. Additionally, another actor, Matt Cohen as Detective Burrow, might also be part of this intrigue. According to the spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Sharon and Nick may be in for some upsetting news, so keep an eye out for news about any efforts to rescue Noah. Catch up on everything that is going on right now with Y&R. Come back here often for The Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. Sharon's intel, Phyllis vs. Sally, Jack's demand. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Thursday, September 11th, 2025. Sharon Newman is likely to learn a secret from her fans. Courtney hopes Phyllis Summer offers Sally Spectra advice without asking for it. Plus, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, demands answers from Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Be sure to check out the spoilers for our weekly Y&R here. Jack Abbott's demand. Let's start off with Jack, who will have a demand for Billy. Fans know that Jack received a cryptic message cancelling the party. However, as Diane Jenkins Abbott mentioned, Jack is funding the company and should be the first to know what's happened. Diane also mentioned it felt chaotic, just like Billy. Read more. Find out what happened on the last episode of Y&R. However, Jack and Diane have no idea that it's not Billy that has caused this, but Kane Ashby. Sharon Newman's discovery. Over with Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, he issued a warning and a request to Phyllis regarding the AI software. Next, he will turn to Sharon and tell her a big secret. This is likely that Kane has AI software that can affect any company's internal systems, including finances. Nick is panicking that Kane might have already used this software on the Newman companies. What role will Sharon play in this plot? It has been mentioned recently that she's all about protecting the Newman family. So, I wonder if she could get some powerful intel or make a bold move. Read more, The Young and the Restless spoilers 3 weeks ahead. Sabotage, secrets, and shocking wedding twists. Phyllis Summers vs. Sally Spectra. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, September 11th reveal that Phyllis will give some unsolicited advice to Sally. The two are rivals and have been since Sally's debut in Genoa City. Given Kane's ultimatum, it will be interesting to see how Sally responds. I have a feeling that Sally has taken just about all she can take, especially regarding Billy and Abbott communications. Sally doesn't really care about money and the business politics. She wanted to create something of her own and have it be a success. So, Billy might be willing to accept Kane's deal, but Sally might not. That could force the redhead in a tough moral dilemma and pit her against Billy. Sally gives Diane an earful. Kane lures Billy with promises. The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers for Monday, September 15th reveal that Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, tempts Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, has an unexpected guest, and Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, hopes Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, can save Billy. Let's find out how the week begins in Genoa City, Wisconsin. Sally panics. Sally is desperate to save Billy from himself, so she heads over to the Abbott mansion where she meets with Diane. Sally is torn but eventually reveals that Billy is flirting with disaster. She spills all the beans, including Kane being behind the cancelled launch party. Then she drops the AI software bomb that Kane dangled in front of Billy. Billy was enticed, but Sally is against the plot. To appease Sally, Billy insists he will only use the software to threaten and control Victor. Billy appeases Sally. Sally knows better and has a bad feeling about this. First of all, she is aware that Victor will not readily yield to Billy Boy. Sally also worries that if Billy rejects Kane, he could be a target also. Then there's the fact of Billy's non-existent self-control. Sure, he may say he will only threaten Victor, but would he really be able to resist crushing his foe? Third, Sally is concerned that Billy could end up in jail for illegal activity. Diane is horrified and Sally asks her to plead with Jack to intervene. Diane may give her a reality check and point out that Billy's a grown man who should be able to regulate his life by now. She also doesn't want Jack in this mess. The Kane train in vain. Down at the train tracks, Kane waits for Billy's answer. Kane eggs him on about crushing Victor's empire and massages his huge ego. Kane is a master manipulator and plays Billy like a Stradivarius. In the end, Billy and Kane may come to an agreement, but are they just playing each other? Neither one of them can be trusted. Explosive the Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Billy could bite off more than he can chew. Victor is a mighty enemy and has more resources at his disposal. Kane and Billy may be blindsided by their vengeance and greed. Not that Victor has ever done the same. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with the Young and the Restless right now. Stay tuned for the most recent Y&R news, spoilers, and updates. Comfortably settle in and gain access to the best soap information available online. Michael's deal with the devil. Kane scores an ally, Sally's conscience flares. The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers for Friday, September 12th tease that Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, gets a new ally, Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, enters into an agreement, and Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, scores a W. In the meantime, Courtney hopes Sally Spectra debates what to do about Billy Abbott, played by Jason Thompson. Sally loves Billy but business is coming between them. Kane wants them involved in a dicey AI move and the couple have differing opinions. Billy versus Sally. Billy can focus only on ruining Victor Newman, Eric Braeden. So Sally must make a decision. She can't claim not to have been warned about Billy. Should she ditch Billy and give in to her conscience? She gave him an ultimatum, but she may find that hard to follow through on. Sally loves Billy, but how far is she willing to go for him? Sally may decide to stay out of the AI plot, but now that she knows about it, she may feel obligated to blabber. Once Sally learns that Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, has pulled his funding from Abbott Communications, she experiences an emotional rollercoaster. Who will Sally consult for guidance? Kane and his AI scheme. Kane discovers that he has a new partner in crime elsewhere. Is it Billy who wants to drub Victor using the AI software? As for Victor, he meets with Michael about his proposition to be his plant in Kane's operation. Michael agrees to accept Kane's job offer and spy for Victor. Victor is pleased, as only Victor can be pleased with himself. Next, Kane is thrilled to have Michael on board as his fixer. But will it really be that easy? Kane is savvy and he may expect this double agent arrangement and thus feed Michael bogus intel. What will Lauren have to say? Michael and Tracy Bregman's marriage to Lauren Fenmore cannot benefit from this decision. We anticipate that Michael will experience a significant amount of the ish. Will Father Victor assist him or hang him to dry? Explosive the Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Kane continues to plot and plan and will bring you all the juicy details as they become available. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with the Young and the Restless right now. Come back here often for the hottest Y&R updates, news, and spoilers. Get comfortable and gain access to the best soap intel on the web. Phyllis Summers has always been one of the most complicated women in the Young and the Restless universe, a fiery mixture of intelligence, impulsiveness, vulnerability, and survival instinct. For decades, her romantic entanglements have defined not just her own character arcs but the lives of those around her. From her obsessive beginnings with Danny Romalotti to her volatile but magnetic relationship with Nick Newman, to her unsteady yet undeniable chemistry with Jack Abbott, Phyllis's love life has never been simple, predictable, or boring. Now, rumors swirl that Roger Howarth, known for his soap-hopping charisma and uncanny ability to reinvent himself across daytime dramas, might be stepping into Genoa City as a mystery character poised to shake up the canvas. If those whispers prove true, then fans could be looking at a brand new love story for Phyllis, one that merges her history with a chance for redemption, passion, and maybe even a touch of danger. The mere suggestion of Howarth entering Phyllis's orbit has set speculation ablaze. Is this the storyline that finally gives Phyllis a romance free of recycled heartbreaks, or will it trap her in the same cycle of self-sabotage she can never quite escape? To understand why this potential pairing is so tantalizing, one must first revisit Phyllis's recent trajectory. She has been on a roller coaster of betrayal, revenge, and regret, alienating allies, manipulating enemies, and ultimately isolating herself in her pursuit of power plays that often backfire. Her feud with Diane Jenkins became so all-consuming that it pulled her into schemes that risked her freedom and fractured her already tenuous relationships with her children, Summer and Daniel. Despite the fact that Phyllis thrives in chaos, the writers have subtly emphasized the loneliness that has been haunting her over the past few months through her quieter moments of reflection. Unlike Jack, who found stability with Diane, or Nick, who remains tied to Sharon and Sally, Phyllis has been left dangling without a true romantic partner. And this absence feels glaring for a woman whose passion has always fueled her identity. That void sets the stage for a mystery man to step in, and if Roger Howarth is indeed playing him, viewers can expect layers of intrigue. Roger Howarth has established himself as one of the most adaptable performers in the daytime. Whether he's portraying a brooding anti-hero, a quirky outsider, or a morally ambiguous charmer, he brings a certain unpredictability that meshes beautifully with strong, fiery female leads. If his Genoa City character crosses paths with Phyllis, the writers have an opportunity to give her a relationship unlike any she has experienced before. One where she is not defined by her past baggage with the Abbotts or the Newmans, but by the possibility of new beginnings. Imagine the mysterious circumstances under which Howarth's character arrives in town. He might be a businessman with ties to Chancellor Winters, a private investigator with his own secrets, or even someone with a shady connection to Tucker McCall's schemes. His enigmatic presence alone could captivate Phyllis, but his unwillingness to be intimidated by her firebrand personality would truly hook her. She has always been drawn to men who challenge her, who refuse to be bowled over by her bravado, and Howarth's character could strike that delicate balance between respecting her strength and calling her out when she spirals. Of course, no Phyllis romance would be complete without obstacles. Her children would immediately question the intentions of this stranger, especially Daniel, who has always been more guarded about his mother's impulsive choices. Summer, still processing her mother's deceptions and constant clashes with Diane, might caution against trusting someone new. Their skepticism would add layers of family tension to the romance, forcing Phyllis to confront whether she's pursuing love for genuine reasons or as a distraction from the mess she's made of her life. At the same time, Diane and Jack would undoubtedly weigh in. Diane, in particular, might view Phyllis's budding romance as another manipulation or ploy, stirring up old rivalries. Jack, torn between his history with Phyllis and his attempts to maintain peace with Diane, could find himself uncomfortably invested, creating a subtle love triangle undertone even if Phyllis is determined to move on. But the real drama lies not just in external obstacles but in Phyllis's internal struggle. She has always sabotaged herself when happiness is within reach. With Jack, she repeatedly let jealousy, insecurity, and vindictiveness poison their chance at lasting stability. With Nick, her inability to settle down and her constant need for validation undermined their romance. If Howarth's character truly offers something different, whether it's patience, unpredictability, or a shared sense of reinvention, Phyllis will have to decide whether she can finally break her destructive patterns. That question alone could fuel months of storyline. Can Phyllis grow, or is she destined to replay the same mistakes? Adding to the intrigue, the writers might choose to connect Howarth's character to Genoa City's history in unexpected ways. Could he be a long-lost connection to the Chancellor family? A relative of a past adversary? Or perhaps someone with knowledge of Phyllis's darker deeds, who enters her life under the guise of romance but secretly seeks answers or revenge. Roger Howarth thrives in morally grey roles, so it would be fitting if his character walks the fine line between genuine affection and ulterior motives. If Phyllis discovers he has been hiding something, it could lead to explosive confrontations, yet paradoxically deepen her attraction, since danger has always been one of her triggers. The push-pull of trust and suspicion could ignite a chemistry that feels both fresh and classic soap opera at its finest. What's more, introducing a new romance for Phyllis at this juncture could rebalance the Genoa city canvas. Too often, she is pigeonholed into the role of antagonist, a troublemaker whose schemes drive other people's stories rather than her own. Giving her a romantic storyline not tied to old grudges would not only humanize her but also allow Michelle Stafford, who embodies Phyllis with such nuance, to explore softer, more vulnerable beats. Fans know that beneath Phyllis's bravado lies a woman desperate for love and acceptance, and a new partner could peel back those layers in ways the audience has long craved. This relationship's ripple effects may extend far beyond Phyllis. If Howarth's character has business ties, it could draw in Lily, Devon, Billy, and Tucker, sparking new rivalries and alliances. If he has a mysterious past, Sharon and Chance might get pulled into investigating, tying the romance into larger town drama. If he proves to be dangerous, Phyllis's choices could once again endanger her children, forcing them into difficult positions that test their loyalty. In every possible scenario, the storyline offers fertile ground for both personal drama and broader ensemble interaction. Ultimately, whether Phyllis's new love story becomes one of redemption or destruction will depend on how the writers choose to play it. On one hand, fans are eager to see Phyllis happy, finally breaking free from cycles of betrayal and self-sabotage. If it's written well, a steady romance could give her the character development she needs to move beyond the constant schemer role. On the other hand, soap operas thrive on turbulence, and Phyllis is never more watchable than when she's balancing on the knife's edge between passion and chaos. The presence of Roger Howarth could heighten that tension and produce a romance that is both passionate and violent, tender and volatile. In the end, the idea of Phyllis's new love, Roger Howarth's mystery character brings romance, is not just about pairing two compelling actors. It's about giving a legacy character like Phyllis a chance to redefine her future, to step into a storyline that honors her past but pushes her forward. It's about injecting Genoa City with fresh energy while respecting the deep history that keeps fans invested. And most importantly, it's about asking the timeless soap opera question: can love save a character from themselves, or will it be the very thing that destroys them? For Phyllis Summers, that question has never felt more urgent, and if Roger Howarth is indeed her next great love interest, fans are in for a ride that promises equal parts romance, mystery, and heart-stopping drama.